Time now for a hint of nostalgia, a trip down memory lane to 1950, a time when the Jules Rimet Trophy was the object of desire for the 13 competing nations at the 4th FIFA World Cup in Brazil. Italy had arrived in South America as defending champions, but there was no clear favourite for the first tournament in 12 years, following the outbreak of World War II. Training methods had apparently progressed since the third World Cup in Italy. On the pitch, the goals came thick and fast, at an average of 4 per game. Uruguay, Brazil, Spain and Sweden emerged as the 4 group winners. They would contest a round-robin phase, which would determine the identity of the new world champions. Fortunately for the organising committee, the 6th and final match of that round-robin phase featured Brazil and Uruguay, both of whom still had a chance of lifting the trophy. The hosts needed only a draw to secure their first world title. Uruguay had to win. Sunday, July the 16th, and with kick-off still several hours away, the streets of Rio de Janeiro were packed with people keen to see the biggest game in Brazil's history.
I remember standing in the queue for tickets. They were selling newspapers with the headline, "Brazil are world champions." They were convinced it would happen.
A crowd approaching 175,000 was present at Maracana to witness Brazil's coronation. For Ademir, Friaça, Augusto and Zizinho, the undoubted stars of the Seleção, their lives would never be the same again.
It was the best team Brazil ever had. Some say it was the one from 1970, but the 1950 side was better.
The first half was a tense affair and ended goalless, although Uruguay did strike the post. The second 45 minutes would be a different story.
In the second half, Brazil scored first through Friaça. It was 1-0. At that stage, Brazil were world champions.
Also fortunate enough to secure a ticket to the game was a 34-year-old lawyer based in Sao Paulo.
The match started and we went 1-0 ahead. That gave us a stronger chance of becoming the champions. The destiny dictated that the Uruguayans would draw level at 1-1. But even with that scoreline, Brazil would still be world champions.
Yes, Juan Schiaffino's 66th minute equaliser promised to be little more than an unfortunate blemish on an otherwise memorable afternoon. That is until Alcides Guidja raced clear and fired in a shot that beat Barbosa at his near post. It was 2-1 to Uruguay, and 11 minutes later they were crowned world champions for a second time.
No great literate man, no great sociologist or psychiatrist will ever be able to spell out what really happened that day. No one could have imagined that Brazil would not win that title. Jules Rimet himself thought Brazil were the champions when he got in the lift to take the cup down to the pitch. That's when Uruguay scored and won the tournament. He asked, "Who do I give the cup to?" Then he saw Varela.
My brother-in-law, who's married to my wife's sister, took me to the airport so that I could go back to Sao Paulo. When we were in the car, I told him, if I become the president of the CBD, I'll win a World Cup for Brazil.
I still remember Ari Barroso, the most popular commentator at the time. He used to do a summary at the end of a program for Radio Tupi. Ari Barroso came on and said, "Good evening, I have nothing to tell you." And that was the end of it. He didn't do the program at all. He just said, "I have nothing to say." He was really upset, just angry and disappointed.
64 years on in 2014, all of Brazil will be hoping for a happier ending.